Hello and welcome to X-Vlog episode number 8. This is Double Barrel Gaming and I am your host, MrBooMStickXL. Now on today's new video, we are going to be talking about the acquisition race that is currently going on within the industry between the two biggest titans that are going head to head. And of course, I'm talking about Microsoft and Tencent. Now look, with the Bethesda purchase confirmed in 2020 and finally signed and sealed and delivered in 2021, we all know that it was in fact the biggest in gaming history. But many Xbox gamers, including myself, have been asking when Microsoft would announce the next industry-shaking event. When would they announce more additions to Xbox Games Studios? But for today's video, folks, I'm going to be telling you that it actually might not be Microsoft. In fact, it could be Tencent announcing the next mega deal. And here's why. In an article pulled from GameIndustry.biz, it has been reported that Tencent has already closed 51 game-related deals in 2021, and it appears that they are not slowing down. Now, this recent article sparked me to openly discuss and ask the question, what is Microsoft waiting for, and who will they add to Xbox Game Studios? Now, with developers and publishers still in the wild that have not been acquired by anyone, we're talking about WB Games, we're talking about Square Enix, we're talking about IO Interactive, Techland Games, Crystal Dynamics, Avalanche Studios, Rocksteady Games, and the diamond of them all, at least in my opinion, is NetherRealm Studios, just to name a few. Now, when I produce these X-Vlog videos, I do a lot of research because I want to make sure that not only are they professionally made, but when you listen, you appreciate and you maybe learn a few things. Well, I'm going to tell you that the couple of articles that I'm going to bring into this conversation are really eye-opening. And the first one comes to us from comicbook.com, where they quote head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, who had this to say regarding future acquisitions. And this is what he had to say. I talk a little bit about some of the kind of genre and areas that I think that we need to continue to invest in. Doesn't mean we won't invest in other stuff if the opportunity comes up, but there is a lot of great conversations currently happening, and I am very encouraged. But the Phil Spencer quotes don't stop there. He sat down with IGN this year, and here is an interesting one. He says Xbox will not stop expanding its portfolio of internal studios in the future. Xbox Game Studios is currently comprised of 23 teams following the acquisition of ZeniMax, which added 8 studios from Bethesda, and will grow progressively to cover a wide range of audiences, types of players, and have a presence in more territories than ever before. Now, in addition to those articles, I do have a newly published report from analytics group Nico Partners. And here is where they confirm that Tencent has, in fact, invested in 51 gaming-related companies in 2021. But this is where it gets concerning. Besides the 51 that they got this year, quietly, and no one is talking about this, folks, they had a massive 2020 because they added in that year 31 investments in gaming developers and publishers. Folks, that is a total of 82 investments in 24 months. That's massive. And I bet you did not know that because guess what? When I read these articles, I actually sat back in my seat and said, when you look at what Microsoft is doing, it pales in comparison to all of these investments that Tencent is quietly making in gaming. But here is some more information. Nico Partners, who's an analytic group, their senior analyst, Daniel Ahmad, and you know him from Twitter, guy is on point and he knows his stuff, added this new information while he sat down for an interview with Game Daily. And here are the two quotes. He says this: Tencent's aggressive investment strategy in 2020 and 2021, as well as the creation of a dedicated AAA development team in China and abroad, suggests that they are taking a robust approach to maintain and grow their lead in the gaming market. And here's the second quote. It is one of the only companies that has strong R&D, publishing, and distribution capabilities. While other companies may excel in one of these areas, Tencent is a powerhouse in all three. So, look, it's safe to say that Microsoft isn't going to sit on its hands as Tencent runs rampant across gaming. But the question still remains, folks. Who is Microsoft targeting and when will they make these big announcements? Who is the rumored Bethesda level acquisition that we've been hearing about all of 2021 from many of the industry insiders?
Well,
Now, the three that jump off the page for me personally are IO Interactive. They're currently working on Project Dragon, which is supposed to be a huge project. That's an exclusive for Microsoft. The other one is Crystal Dynamics. Now, we do know that Square Enix has not been happy with their Western division, and it leads me to believe that Crystal Dynamics being invested or an exclusively invested in Perfect Dark means that they could, in fact, be joining Xbox Games Studios. And the other one is a smaller team, but I think has a significant amount of talent, and that is Avalanche Studios. They are also working on an Xbox exclusive called Contraband. So these three, I'm going to be honest with you, I believe are going to be announced. When are they going to be announced next year? I have no idea. Is it going to be at E3? Is it going to be at the next XO? But those are the three that I think have the greater chance of joining Xbox Studios, but I don't think that is where Microsoft is going to stop, folks. Listen, they are aggressive. I don't think that they are taking Tencent lightly. I don't think that they have not paid attention to what SIE, of course, PlayStation has done in 2021. They added some pretty big studios, some support studios to help them with their overall AAA bombs that they put out. Listen, no one's sleeping on Sony. Just because they didn't have a great 2021 doesn't mean they're not going to have an absolutely fantastic 2022. But we're here to talk about Microsoft and Tencent. Now, Tencent, they have the money, they have the backing, they have the knowledge, and they are a force to be reckoned with for certain. But Microsoft is in a position where they absolutely need to stay ahead of the curve. And I think that we are all going to be extremely surprised. Now, how many more studios do you personally think they need? There was a rumor floating around on Reddit, on the socials, that we heard Microsoft wanted to get their internal first party studios to about 30. Well, that puts them 7 away. I just mentioned 3, but my question to you, the listener, is who are the other 4 that you want to see join Xbox Studios and, of course, continue to dominate the conversation? Folks, listen, we are just getting started as Xbox fans. 2021, the second half was dominated by Xbox Game Studios. They have put out banger after banger after banger, and the last of them all was Halo Infinite, which you heard on this very program. I gave a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing game, both in single player and multiplayer, and we're just getting started. This is just the tip of the iceberg. 2022 is going to drop at least 4, potentially 5 first party games, not counting the second party deals. And 2023 is supposed to be the biggest year in Xbox gaming, and I can't wait. But the only way that they can maintain this tenacity with delivering first party games like they've never done before is to continue to add to Xbox Game Studios. And I can't wait to see what they do next. Obviously, we will be covering it both live and in video format once they make these big announcements that are expected next year. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time to check out X-Vlog episode number 8. This is Double Barrel Gaming. I am Mr. BoomStickXL, and I cannot thank your support on anything that I do, but specifically on this new video series. People have been asking for it, and I am so excited to do it. It gives me something extra to do, and I'm having so much fun with it. But I am always interested to hear your opinion. So I ask that you drop a comment in the comment section below once this video goes live. It's going to be very interesting to get people's opinions on who you want or hope or think need to join Xbox Game Studios. And before we get on out of here, both Mrs. Boomstick and I want to really take the time to not only thank you for the undying support that we get here at the channel, but I want to wish you and your families a very blessed 2022. We're going to try and make this channel even bigger as we close in on 10,000 subscribers. We're close, and we will get there with your support. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you are already subscribed, hit the like button before you get on out of here. And more importantly, if you would like to see us do even bigger giveaways next year than we did this year, and this was the biggest year yet, we do that through the use of super chats, but more importantly, channel memberships. If you go to the YouTube channel, you're going to see a little join button. There are 2 choices, $5 or $10 a month. Those are used to help us do bigger and bigger giveaways. So consider subscribing not only to the channel, but becoming a channel member. There are custom-made emojis that are really cool. And of course, it will help us grow the channel even bigger. This is Mr. Boomstick signing out for the last video of 2021. And of course, we will see you next year in the next video. Take care, everyone, and have an amazing, happy, healthy, and blessed 2022.